We need to get down the mountain. Kora's words died in her throat as loud footsteps echoed from the path. The two looked up to see a gigantic, furry monster standing over them, a look of hunger and rage in its eyes and bloodstains on its white fur. It stood over 10 feet tall, towering over them. A yeti. The yeti that most likely had killed Lynn's companions. Lynn and Kora watched the snow slide down and cover the way back. Lynn ran up to Dell's body and pried his sword from his frozen hands. She almost fell from the blade's weight. A blade she witnessed the muscular man wield effortlessly with one hand. She, however, could barely carry the thing with two. With the adrenaline pumping through her veins, the weapon was quickly in her hands, and she swung it wildly at the beast. "No! No! No!" she called. "You will not!" The Yeti paused to look at them, eyes curious and licking its lips. Its red eyes stared down at Lynn as she held up the shiny weapon under the cold sun. The beast charged, the weight of its raging body making the ground rumble. "That's it, Lynn. Distract the thing," Kora whispered as Lynn faced the snow beast, which snarled with animalistic hunger. Fear of this thing gave way to fury within Lynn as she struggled with the cold metal of the heavy weapon. As the beast charged, Lynn clumsily swung the blade, hitting its thigh with the broadside of the weapon. The beast bellowed in pain as it swung its paw at Lynn, knocking her to the ground, the sword crashing with a clatter. She rolled to get out of the way of the Yeti as it attempted to pounce on her, the ground shaking even more as she reached for the sword. Screaming, she swung it up from the ground and towards the Yeti. She slashed its chest as the momentum of the blade made her roll around on the ground. She then struggled to her feet, shaking from pain as she grunted to herself from the weight of Dell's blade. The Yeti made a grab for her. Lynn's attempt to jerk out of the way was in vain as its claws wrapped around her waist and lifted. Her attempt to get the beast off her. The creature howled as the tip of the blade caught its mouth and it recoiled. This was long enough for Lynn to get in another good swing, which made purchase on the beast's cheek. Roaring in agony, it dropped her to the ground. The drop knocked the wind out of her as the blade fell, broadside parallel to the ground, on top of her. She cried out in pain as she struggled to her feet again, only for the Yeti to be on her. Weakly, she swung the weapon, but missed making any connection to the Yeti as the creature's hot, rotten breath was on her face. It was going to bite her.